The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Carol Kutubu Jr.
And I'm Rex Litter.
In this edition, more education on trafficking, ambulance college expands, and quotes named in kangaroos. A need for awareness on countering trafficking in persons for personnel of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary was highlighted during a workshop today, supported by the IOM Development Fund.
Facilitated by the International Organization of Migration and funded by the IOM Development Fund, a workshop on trafficking in persons today brought together members of the police force, community leaders, business and state agency representatives to equip them with basic information on countering trafficking in persons in Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinean can form a support mechanism. And this is the kind of thing that we need to also speak to them about. Because they don't know these things. They don't know human trafficking. They don't know anything else.
We don't know how to deal with that case. What we normally do is we ask the perpetrator to meet the ticket fare and send that person back to their village.
We have a parliamentary committee, working committee, so they can really press it up there.
In Papua New Guinea, human trafficking is an offense under the Criminal Code Act of 1974. Therefore, all complaints should be reported at the nearest police station. Assistant Police Commissioner Boda Perodrano emphasized the need for further awareness on the topic of trafficking in persons for police personnel.
The issue is we need to do more awareness in our policemen. We saw with our policemen in this program. We learn a lot. You never stop learning. You can learn 10 times more. As we continue to advocate the human rights of our people when there seems to be human trafficking within our society, our areas. Let's not be silent to go and knock on somebody's door if we think that there is a such offense happening there. I think that's the ignorance of those things has allowed it to breed to where it is today.
Meantime, the workshop highlighted that Papua New Guinea does not have any witness or victim protection program. Thus, it is important for anyone intending to lay a complaint to know this. Despite this, IOM emphasizes that reporting matters to police keeps the community safe. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
The Directorate of Community Policing under the Royal PNG Constabulary has revealed it cannot effectively carry out its role due to lack of support. The director said the directorate does not have computers, no office spaces and no manpower. This has resulted in many police officers voluntarily leaving the directorate.
Known as the most effective frontline directorate in the police force, the Community Policing Directorate currently is not performing its duties and functions due to lack of support from the RPNGC, a concern raised by Director for Community Policing, Chief Superintendent Sabron Papato. The director said the directorate does not have computers, no office spaces, and no manpower. This has resulted in many police officers voluntarily leaving the directorate to another directorate.
The policing is the least unit in the constabulary without the support from the top management. So you would find in most of the establishments in the country, most of the offices are run down. There's no laptop or there's no desktop for them to work.
Papato said one of the main functions of the directorate is to carry out awareness through drug prevention, crime prevention, and youth engagement. This awareness is carried out to educate the public, especially the youths, about the impact and the consequences they will face when caught involved in criminal and civil activities. However, these programs are not being implemented.
It is one of the a good program that will prevent crimes from happening. So a lot of times we see that we only wait for incidents and crimes to be committed and we react immediately on that. But if my directorate has the support and the resources, we could have done this throughout the country with the assistance of all the established community policing units, and then we carry out awareness in regard to this and get the message across to the general public, and then work together with them, bring them to us to build confidence and trust so that we work together and prevent further crimes from happening.
The director is hopeful that the RPNGC management will intervene when the issues are brought to their attention.
Current position as director committee, I haven't put anything in black and white for the support to the top management as yet.
The director is hopeful that the RPNGC management will intervene when the issues are brought to their attention. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
More manpower is needed in community policy after the removal of police reservists engaged under the Directorate of Community Policy due to disciplinary issues. The Royal PNG Constabulary will now engage the services of public servants to carry out community policing roles.
The Director of Community Policing, Chief Superintendent Sabran Papato, revealed this when testifying during the Commission of Inquiry into the RPNGC January 10th civil unrest this week. He said due to the immoral behavior of police reservists under the Community Policing Directorate, the Police Commissioner, David Manning, has issued a directive to stand them down. The Directorate will now engage public servants as per a Memorandum of Understanding between the RPNGC and government entities.
They're no longer allowed to be working.
Okay, these are the reserve, huh?
Reserve. We got two categories.
Yeah.
One directly engaged by RPNGC, the other under MOU. So because of administrative issues, tarnishing the image of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, because most of them are not paid, so they do all kinds of things to tarnish the image. So the Commissioner has already given a directive to stood them down.
Right.
If we maintain those under MOU, those are the ones we are only maintaining them at the moment.
And this MOU, who is the other party?
MOU are the ones under provincial government and government entities like government department.
Papato said for other organizations, such as the private sector, the Commissioner only approved should there be a need for community policing. Otherwise, most of the community policing officers are government officials. The purpose of engaging them is because they work closely with the community.
Our problems. Yeah. We want to build up capacity and police presence in the provinces, especially big provinces like Milne Bay, Southern Islands, who hardly have enough police manpower.
He said these officers are trained in the basics of community policing for 6 weeks, and most of the funding support, including training venue, is provided by these entities. Police are engaged only to train the officers.
They fund the training, they fund logistics, uniform, a little bit of allowances. They look after we only coordinate. And then the command control comes in with the respective provincial police commanders and the police station commanders.
Papato said there is still a need to train more to meet the RPNGC's vision of having more police presence in the community. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
9 clans of Malas in the Sumka district of Medang province have signed a conservation deed yesterday to preserve an area of 8,175 hectares of a total land area of 17,804 hectares. Called the Malas Conservation Deed Agreement, it will pave way for the conservation of the northern New Guinea lowland forests and freshwater system, northern cassowary, bird of paradise species, quilla tree, and the leatherback sea turtle.
The Nature Conservancy, through the USAID-funded Lookoutim Ground program, which is managed by DT Global, started the tedious journey towards this occasion in 2021. The Malas people are adamant about conserving their natural resources so that their future generation will be able to continue to enjoy the luxury and beauty of it. These people are also known for fighting and winning against a proposed sand mining company on their shores, preserving the nesting ground for the leatherback sea turtles. Ward 4 Councillor Ernest Kaket thanked donor partner agencies for the capacity building training, which had a positive impact on the community over the years. However, Kaket also pointed out the need for more government participation to sustain such programs. Malas community-based organization Chairman Jerry Tome was thankful to donor partners for the patience of the community in establishing the association and for the deed to be signed. With their land management plan in place and through the assistance of TNC, they are now calling on government agencies to partner with them. Given that conservation has limited sustainable economic value, they want sectors like fisheries, commerce, tourism, community development, and others to support them in generating income whilst their land and seas are under conservation. Program Management Specialist for USAID Julie Hulama informed the Malas community that the LGP program ended in July. However, due to its enormous positive impact in the region, and also due to work being left incomplete, the U.S. government has decided to extend the program for another 2 years. Hulama was proud of Sumka District's progress in working closely with the NGOs and stressed that the agency is rigorously working with local communities through capacity building training to drive communities to be self-reliant. Due to climate change, population growth, and social factors affecting the land, Hulama is happy that the Gildi Pasi movement has taken ownership of their resources and is doing something about conserving their cultural heritage. Meantime, Medan Governor Ramsey Pariwa committed 10,000 kina each to Gildi Pasi and Tangua CBOs for their administration work. He encouraged them to have all their land gazetted under the Conservation Bill so that they can be protected. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
The Kutubu local level government in the Southern Highlands province continues to serve its people despite the deferral of the LLG elections to April 2025. Recently, churches in Baguale village were supported with materials to build their new church.
President of the Kutubu LLG, John Pipikila, said saving his people was one of his main priority areas when he was elected as the president of Kutubu local level government in 2013. The Kutubu LLG has been assisting churches, schools, and other community activities for a decade. Despite not having a formal education, Kila's leadership is one that the people of Kutubu have relied on to bring tangible services to the area. Since the inception of the Kutubu oil project in 1992, not many benefits have been enjoyed by the people because of no good leadership. A lot has changed for the LLG with vital services provided such as solar lights for communities, new buildings for schools and hospitals. Kila has been instrumental in providing spin-off benefits from the Kutubu oil project for his people. His leadership has been commended and acknowledged. The community has backed Kila in his leadership role and continues to support work. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open nets.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bougainville.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome back. The search for the Miss Bird of Paradise 2024 to 2025 is on as applications open today. The Miss Bird of Paradise pageant committee, made up of vibrant women, have options open for a new advocate for young women and children with disability.
The Miss Bird of Paradise pageant, being only 1 year and 24 days old, is looking for the next crown for service for 2024-2025. MBOP Committee Chair Anna Bias, Deputy Chair Ruby Kerepa, and reigning Miss Bird of Paradise Tyler Singirok were present to launch applications and give the criteria and other information regarding applications.
Last year we didn't have a video, we just had them write an essay, but we are learning as we go, and we feel that I think a video would be really helpful for us. If you win, if you are the Miss Bird of Paradise like Tyler, you're going to go and represent us in other countries. This year we've included a leadership workshop so that they go through some leadership program as well. We also empower choreographers, we also empower chaperones, young women or men who can mentor and be close to a contestant.
MBOP PNG Deputy Chair Ruby Kerepa stressed on the criteria of the application and application details.
They are as follows: women between the ages of 18 and 26, strong and demonstrated commitment to education, sound knowledge of PNG culture, knowledge of national history, awareness of current events affecting Papua New Guinea, general knowledge of regional current events and issues impacting other Pacific Island nations, strong communication skills, ability to serve as a cultural ambassador for Papua New Guinea.
Reigning Miss Bird of Paradise, Tyla Singirok, tearfully shared her experience, journey, and lessons learned. She made the call to young women of PNG. Reigning Miss Bird of Paradise, Tyla Singirok, tearfully shared her experience, journey, and lessons learned. She made the call to young women of PNG who would like to join, and made sure her message was clear, bullet-pointing reasons to joining a life-changing pageant.
I want you to know that this platform is life-changing and it's very transformative. It will direct you or show you that direction for you to choose for yourself how you want to contribute to our country. I'd say is to trust yourself. Trust in your abilities, your strengths, and know your weaknesses. Know that this platform will help you grow. It will challenge your skills. It will challenge you to step out of your comfort zone. The woman or the girl that you are when you enter will not be the woman that you leave with.
The committee announced the pageant crown day for the next Miss Bird of Paradise 2024-2025 to be on the 3rd of December 2024, remarking as well the International Disability Day. Jasmine Rojak, TV1 News.
Several messages on social media have been thrown to the inaugural Miss Bird of Paradise pageant regarding an interest in adding a Mr. Bird of Paradise for potential young men who are interested in becoming advocates for young men and children with disability.
And we'd love to. That's why we're starting with Little Miss and Mr. Bird of Paradise. Yeah, that's why we started with that. You know, you don't want, like how our Queen said, we don't want people to you know, criticize and stigmatize some of these young boys or men that join. You'll get that a lot. So get the country used to a Little Miss and Mr. Bird of Paradise, and then we introduce Mr. Bird of Paradise. Why not? What do you all think? Why not? There's many of them out there, yeah, that would love to participate. But we're 1 year old. Let us pilot this, and trust me, you will see a Mr. Bird of Paradise for Papua New Guinea soon.
The National St. John Ambulance Council today has opened a new wing at the National Ambulance Education College in Port Moresby, expanding its capacity. The facility, made possible through the support of ExxonMobil PNG and the National Department of Health, increases the college's training capacity by 50%, enabling up to 45 students to train across 2 classes simultaneously.
The trust placed in us is not simply about providing vehicles or training. It's about delivering comprehensive systems of care that begins at the moment that someone calls 111 for help, and it continues until they reach the safety of the hospital. And this new wing that we're opening today allows us to achieve that mission, enhance that mission, and make sure that when someone calls, the care they're getting is safer.
The new wing features state-of-the-art simulation rooms, practical training spaces, and a simulated ambulance, creating a realistic environment for students to develop life-saving skills.
This ongoing partnership not only strengthens the National St. John's Ambulance Service capabilities, but also reinforces ExxonMobil's commitment to being a responsible corporate citizen. I know and you will agree with me when I say that St. John's has done a tremendous job, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and also 365 days a year. And that is, mind you, through rain and shine, and at times putting their own lives at risk.
The college, accredited by the Medical Board of PNG, is the training hub for all ambulance officers, nurses, doctors, and paramedics, equipping them with the necessary skills to serve across PNG. The facility also supports the soon-to-be-launched Motu Koita Ambulance Cadet Program to inspire and train young people from the area to pursue careers in emergency medicine. EMPNG's support extends beyond the facility, with the donation of ambulances to be deployed in Central Province, NCD, and the Motu Koita areas. Daddy Toka Jr., chairman of the Motukoita Assembly, praised the development, saying it represents a commitment to providing high-quality emergency care.
Today we're not just opening the new wing to the National Ambulance Education College, but we'll also be laying a stronger foundation for emergency healthcare in our country. This modern facility, made possible by the generous support of ExxonMobil and partnerships with the National Department of Health, reflects a deep commitment to improving health and well-being of our people. It demonstrates what can be achieved when government, private industry, and community come together with a shared vision.
Our town has come alive with the opening of the annual Bougainville Chocolate Festival, a flagship government event that showcases the best of Bougainville's cocoa industry. Officially opened by President of the Autonomous Bougainville Government, Ismail Torama, the festival will run for 3 days under the theme Improving Innovation and Information Sharing for Sustainable Socio-Economic Empowerment. In his opening address, President Torama encouraged farmers to embrace innovation and share knowledge to further enhance the cocoa value chain. Drawing from his own experience as a cocoa farmer before he entered politics, he highlighted the role of agriculture in driving economic growth across Bougainville.
Economic empowerment. So you look nothing you want to divide. Now you're looking where your minds are come up in this divide, now come up in more downstream. You know not long innovating or new ideas. Today that you start, you go inside of cacao, you must ask him, man shall you look out in this plan, no giving you this innovative mind so that you can assess it, so that every year you might come up with a new product on this chocolate festival.
The National Canoe and Kundu Festival has received a 500,000 funding boost from the Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry, aiming to revive the iconic event in Milne Bay after a 4-year hiatus. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Belden Nama presented an initial 300,000 kina and pledged an additional 200,000 kina to support the festival during a public event at Alato's main shopping mall last Friday. Minister Nama, accompanied by Alato Open MP Ricky Morris, highlighted the national government's commitment to promoting tourism in Milne Bay as part of a broader national strategy. Minister Nama believes tourism, arts and culture are a pot of gold and emphasized that Milne Bay is one of the pilot tourism hubs the government will support to lead the way. Minister Nama expressed his gratitude to Milne Bay Tourism Board Chairman Jack Puray and NKKF Chairman Habona Tasman for their efforts in securing the funding. He emphasized that the revival of the NKKF, which had been inactive for 4 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic and law and order issues, was a priority under his leadership. The festival is set to take place from November 1st to the 3rd, with an additional 200,000 kina expected before the event. Chairman Tasman assured the public that preparations are on track for a successful revival of the festival. Alato MP Ricky Morris welcomed the government's support, stating that it would play a key role in promoting Milne Bay's tourism potential and showcasing Papua New Guinea to the world. And now we take a look at the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2554 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2479, $0.3602 Australian dollars, $0.2149 euro, and 35.50 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except copper and crude oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news abroad when we return. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Are you thirsty for more? Celebrate this independence with Pepsi's new look, same great taste, and lower than low prices. Only $2.20 in stores now. Includes Pepsi, Pepsi Max, 7-Up, Mirinda, Mountain Dew, Gold Spot, and Coca-Cola. Hurry to your nearest store for more.
All Mama Flame is story all same.
Mr. Way you flame flower long one yam. Yeah, Mr. Way me Kim Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like flower balls belong me what them cover war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. They make kumu mix him on them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is kelly one time olar pela kai. Me save kissing more kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
Scale Rise brings to you some Scale Indie vibes this independence. Cashing out a total of 300,000 Kina in prize money around PNG this independence. 4 fortnightly draws, 75 fortnightly winners, 300 total Scale Rise winners, and 1,000 Kina Scale Indie prize for every Scale winner. Here's how to enter the promotion. Buy any Scale or Ori Rice product, write your full name and contact details on the back of the store receipt, drop your entry into the entry box in store. For more information, either check in store or follow us on our Scale Rise PNG page. Terms and conditions apply. Scale Rise, and buy you like it.
This piece of metal right here, it is a piece of a UFO.
Our whole house lit up.
You experienced a UFO.
Alien Encounters, Fact or Fiction, starts Tuesday 8:30 on Discovery.
Thanks for staying with us. A joint statement from a group of countries, including the United States, France, and Australia, called for an immediate 21-day ceasefire across the Israel-Lebanon border to provide space for diplomacy. The statement, negotiated on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, says the recent fighting is intolerable and presents an unacceptable risk of a broader regional escalation. The ceasefire would apply to the demarcation line between Lebanon and Israel and would allow the parties to negotiate toward a potential diplomatic resolution of the conflict. As housing policy forms a key election issue, there was a bit of good news today for households who are feeling the pinch of Australia's official inflation rate, having fallen to its lowest level in 3 years. But experts say it may not translate to quicker rate cuts.
Bite, this charity says that it is serving more free meals than ever before.
Everything is very expensive. It's not easy. Electricity is very expensive. The gas is expensive. And the water is expensive.
The latest figures for August show that power bills have dramatically fallen in the past year, thanks to government rebates. Fuel is also going down. Food prices are still rising, but not as quickly. So too are rents, but not as much as they were at the peak of the housing crisis. All of this is helping bring headline inflation down below 3% for the first time in 3 years.
These are heartening numbers, encouraging numbers, they're welcome numbers. But we're not getting carried away because we know that the monthly numbers can be volatile.
If we didn't have those energy rebates from the state and the federal governments, then headline inflation would have been at 3.1%.
The Reserve Bank has been keeping interest rates high to stop people spending. Pressure is mounting on the Reserve Bank to start cutting interest rates now that inflation is at its lowest level since 2021. However, the Reserve Bank pays attention to core inflation, which strips out temporary price drops such as those on the energy bills. And this number is still above its target.
Our view is that the Reserve Bank will be cutting interest rates by February of next year, but we do recognise the risk that we could get a rate reduction before Christmas.
We're no closer to an interest rate cut than we were yesterday.
The economy is barely growing and individually Australians are now going backwards.
We have had a few single parents coming in with their little ones, which is always a little bit sad to see.
An economy on the edge as many still wait for relief.
With global sea level rising faster than at any time over the last 3,000 years, UN member states met on Wednesday to examine how to best address this existential threat. The situation is critical, said UN General Assembly estimates up to 1.2 billion people could be forcibly displaced. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres stressed the need for drastic action, both to reduce emissions, to limit sea level rise, and to save lives. He said everyone everywhere must be protected by early warning systems by 2027, in line with a UN initiative. In Australia, Tasmanian government's school funding deal a kick in the teeth, says union.
On sharing the cost of a school funding boost, Tasmania is the third jurisdiction to agree to split a 5% funding increase to meet the schooling resource standard.
What this will mean is an additional $300 million into our public schools over the course of the next 5 years.
This money will help us to invest in things like a phonics check and a numeracy check in year one.
The SRS is a per-student estimate of the funding needed to reach minimum standards. It's at around $13,500 for a primary school student and $17,000 for a secondary student, with loadings for those who need extra support. Today's deal will up the current funding by roughly $1,000 per student to meet that target by 2029.
Tasmania is the third state, now after Northern Territory and WA, to sign up.
The state and Commonwealth will split the extra costs evenly, something most states had opposed, including Tasmania, less than 2 days ago.
The federal government should be providing that full 5%, not 2.5%.
If in another year a different state can get a better deal, we get it too. We have a no worse off agreement.
The federal government's claiming this deal fully funds public schools, but there's still a loophole allowing states to count depreciation on buildings and other costs like regulatory bodies.
We have seen this loophole being used as a trick, an accounting trick, and unfortunately it's going to continue.
Anthony Albanese's also agreed to fund the entire Northern Heart Centre, a Liberal state election commitment that's been marred by uncertainty since it was revealed federal funding was needed. And with Jeremy Rockliff's signature making for one less holdout on the education deal, it appears two political problems have been solved with one visit.
Medicare only covers about half of specialist fees, a record low which is prompting some experts to declare Medicare rebates have become almost meaningless, ABC reports.
Doctor's bill is hard to swallow at the best of times, even more so when Medicare's spread more thinly than ever.
Is that good?
During her second pregnancy, Danielle Tooley was shocked when she had to pay hundreds of dollars for private scans and appointments.
There's probably a lot of women out there who just can't afford to pay that. So I guess they're putting themselves and their unborn babies at risk.
The cost of specialist appointments is rising, but the amount Medicare covers isn't keeping pace. When Medicare started in 1984, it was picking up 87% of specialist fees. 20 years later, it was covering 72%. Fast forward to this year, and between January and March, it covered 52%, the lowest rate on record. Expectant parents like Danielle are particularly hard hit. Medicare covered just 39% of obstetric fees in July.
Over time, the Medicare rebates fall further and further behind, so that we see now where they're almost meaningless when it comes to accessing care.
Universal healthcare in Australia is increasingly anything but, as those who can't afford private specialists are forced to languish on public wait lists for years. The federal government says it's delivered the largest Medicare investment in decades. Specialists want more in the form of higher rebates, but others say deeper structural problems need to be addressed.
Looking at getting that training pipeline working, better transparency about fees, and then really, if the fees are too extreme, looking at how to reduce them.
Building blocks towards a more equitable healthcare system.
Bedtime, Sonny.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports with Rex Litter, coats named in Kangaroos and Hunters primed for Kumuls.
Are you thirsty for more? Celebrate this independence with Pepsi's new look, same great taste, and lower than low prices. Only $2.20 in stores now. Includes Pepsi, Pepsi Max, 7-Up, Mirinda, Mountain Dew, Gold Spot, and Coca-Cola. Hurry to your nearest store for more.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care. Soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Dreaming for more than the life we know. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. We're ready to go.
More rewards! Join Digicel and enjoy the network that rewards you with a whole lot more. Activate a new Digicel prepaid SIM and spend 30 kina more each month and enjoy 2 gigabytes of data free. Plus 20 minutes of free Digicel to Digicel talk every month for 3 months. So what are you waiting for? Get your new SIM at any Digicel outlet or agent today and enjoy free talk and free data only with Digicel.
The dream of the big polygamous family is just shot.
I'm not going to be friendly.
Let's just separate.
It's really a mess.
I feel like the idiot that got left behind.
Sister Wives starts tonight 8:30 on TLC.
I really enjoyed it. It was so fun for me. I learned a lot from you guys.
The new thing that I've learned is about belief, which is very interesting. Consists of different kind of topics from grade 9 to grade 12.
It's going to inspire them to do better in future for their maths and also in general to inspire them to become better students and be able to do well in their school academic work.
Thanks for staying with us. This may come as a surprise to the PNG Rugby League fans, as Melbourne Storm star winger and Kumuls recruit in 2022, Xavier Coates has been named in the Australian Kangaroos extended squad. However, Coates is yet to pledge his international allegiance.
Xavier Coates has been named for the upcoming Pacific Championships scheduled to start on 18th October 2024. Kangaroos head coach Mal Meninga named his side today, and Coach was along with 2 Melbourne teammates in Cameron Munster and Harry Grant. The towering winger made his first PNG Kumuls appearance in the Test match against Samoa in 2019 at the Leichhardt Oval, Australia. He has been a member of the PNG Kumuls team ever since. Coates last played for the Kumuls at the 2022 Rugby League World Cup. He missed out in the inaugural Pacific Championship last year due to injury. Maninga has informed 31 players are in contention to be picked for Australia. NRL clubs were reportedly notified which of their players could be in line for selection this week, with the broader squad set to be cut down before the Kangaroos' first test match against Tonga. Alongside Jacob Carraz, Connor Watson, Xavier Coates, Zach Lomax, Tom Deedon, Mitch Barnett, and Mitch Moses are all reportedly in the frame to play for the Kangaroos. Nathan Cleary, Jeremiah Nenai, and Cameron Munster have all been included in the 31-player group. However, it remains to be seen whether they will undergo post-season surgeries. The Panthers have 4 players included in the squad alongside the Roosters with the same amount and the Storm with 3 representatives. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Hunters head coach Paul Iton recommended that his Hunters boys will do the job if they are picked in the Kumuls team for the upcoming Prime Minister's 13 and Pacific Bowl Championship scheduled for October. Speaking to the media today in an exclusive interview with TV1, the Hunters rookie head coach Paul Iton expressed confidence in his Hunters boys. He said the boys have turned the course around for the club to make the finals for the first time in 7 years. Iton said the boys have proven themselves. They are in such a fine form, and getting a call-up for the representative honours would be icing on the cake for this stellar season. Iton is positive a handful of the boys will make the national team.
They made themselves available for selection because you know it's a tough competition, the Host Plus Cup, and to play and perform as well as they have, and make it to the prelims. I think most definitely the new head coach of the Kumuls will be looking. You know, we've had discussions, and he's on JD. He's very interested. He wants to help the game in Papua New Guinea, and he wants to help us, not just the Kumuls, but the Hunters and all the levels. So he's very impressed with a few of the players, and I wouldn't be surprised to see quite a lot of our players available for that. Yeah.
Port Moresby Rugby League preliminary finals resume at the Santos National Football Stadium on Sunday. After the weekend off due to the Independence Day celebrations and pending issues on the abandoned match between AG Energy Royals and Cornerstones.
The PRL Judiciary Committee Chairman Simon Maima has confirmed the verdict and the decision to award the match to Cornerstones. Storms are on standby for the big showdown for the 2024 Premiership title after 14 years in the wilderness. Minor Premiers Royals will now meet Hebo Construction Hanwapata Hawks to decide who face Storms in the grand final in October. This will be a real spectacle for both teams, who have prepared well during the week off and are ready to display their full potential for this crucial fixture. The challenge is on Royals, as the judicial process may affect their team spirit and confidence against opposition without any issues. Royals, however, with aggressive, hard-running forwards and also on defense, are no easy walkovers, as coach June Yambe instills in his men. On the other hand, Hawks will not go down easily, and coach Arwa Ben Moida is relying on his troops to be consistent throughout. In the women's minor premiers, Horner Flies are all geared up to take on equally determined Water PNG Double Warriors in a do-or-die challenge. The winner will face Hanwapata Hawks in the grand final showdown. While in the other 20, Tarragao and Defence will battle it out in the war of the disciplinary forces. The winner advances to the grand final against minor premiers AG Energy Sensor Royals. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Pacific Championships is set to return for its second year. Today marks just under 21 days more to go before the end of season Rugby League exhibition commences. The inaugural Pacific Championships last year was exceptional, with New Zealand and Papua New Guinea winning the Pacific Cup and Bowl. The titles will be up for grabs again when the championships return on October 18th. having come out as bowl champions under the mentorship of former PNG Kumuls coach Justin Albrook in 2023, the PNG Kumuls would now take the pitch under the guidance of the new head coach Jason Dimitriou to defend their title. PNG is talked with players like never before, with a host of players in the UK Super League, eligible players in the NRL, and PNG Hunters and Queensland Cup players. The coach will have a handful when he picks his side. Having NRL coaching experience under his belt, Dimitriou is expecting to pick the best side to get the job done, as these championships will see promotion and relegation come into effect. Earlier in the month, Dimitriou told the media that as a Kumuls coach, he is adamant about winning these bowl championships and promoting PNG into the Cup championships.
For me, it's about spending some time in PNG, and I'm quite passionate about how I think the Kumuls play their footy when they play their best footy. And so, as a coach, the one thing you want is you want to see competition and you want to see players and your talent pool to be deep, and it's very deep here in PNG. So for us now, it's about going after the teams that we do now and then trying to earn a shot at that bowl and get ourselves promoted to the top tier.
A host of players in the English Super League, including Lee Leopards duo Lachlan Lamb and Edwin Pape, didn't make the last championship. Justin Olam was unavailable for selection as he was nursing an injury. The Leopards duo are likely to miss out again this year, as Delhi is featuring in the Super League finals. Olam is also under an injury cloud, nursing his ongoing knee injury. Dimitriou is expected to name the team in the next 2 weeks and get the boys ready for the championships. The first match of the championship kicks off on October 18th with a double-header at the Santos National Football Stadium. The PNG Kumuls play the Cook Islands and the Orchids play the New Zealand Fans. That's it for sports. Carol Kiddu Jr. provides us weather details.
Southern region, Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible inland showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Daru and Alotau, period of clouds with some rain. Kerema becoming cloudy with evening showers. And Popondetta, some afternoon rain showers, clearing to cloudy periods. Momase, Ley mostly fine with some evening showers and drizzles. Medang partly cloudy with afternoon brief showers clearing to cloudy period. Wewak, period of clouds with afternoon rain and possible thunderstorms clearing up to cloudy periods. Vanimo cloudy with some rain showers in the afternoon. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, Caving and Buka, partly cloudy with possible afternoon showers. Kokopo Rabaul, partly cloudy with possible afternoon rain showers and drizzles, then cloudy periods. Kimbe, brief afternoon rain showers easing to partly cloudy evening. Highlands, Mount Hagen becoming cloudy in the afternoon with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Boroka Bands and Kundiawa, some afternoon rain showers easing to cloudy periods. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, afternoon rain and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas moderate to rough along its northwestern sector with east to southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots, increasing to 30 knots over its northwestern sector. Solomon Sea slight with southeast to winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea slight with east to northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And Pacific Ocean slight with east to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, Hiwai Islands to Kerema, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 0.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along the warning areas. Waters of Finchafen through Vitius Strait to Siasi and Long Islands, seas 1 to 2.5 meters, and waters of West New Britain, seas 0.5 to 2 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.